Hello and welcome back to another podcast, The Little Filly Who Couldn't Be Broke with Roxanne Valier. I'm here at Soul to Soul Healing recording this for you. And today's topic is actually one that obviously all of these topics I love, I like, I really resonate with, and I'm here to share with you. But today's topic is all about surrender. And I'm using this term. There's many terms that kind of go along with this, or there's many like kind of explanations. And I've already spoken to you guys, I know, quite a bit about acceptance. So acceptance is one of those terms that I use. So it's kind of just like accepting what is. Now, surrendering is a little bit more than that. I guess all encompassing is the word that I want to use today. How do I even approach this? Because I'm only finding this difficult because different people have different definitions, even though, or different maybe not even definitions. Even if everyone looked up like the word in the dictionary and they're like, yes, that's a definition that's in my head, it's the same words, they have a different perspective of it, they have a different perception of it. So I'm trying to word this the best to get my perception across the best I can, and to help you guys understand in the best way possible what I'm talking about here under surrender, referring to surrender, right? So let me start with a story. This topic came up for me because, and it's very close to my heart, it's very important for me, and I've done this time and time and time again because things don't always go the way we want, right? Things don't always go the way we want. And so in my life, I've just learned to surrender. And again, so this is where like accept what is, and kind of like let go of what we're holding on to, let go of expectations, let go of those feelings, dig into or really unsurface or bring to the surface, become aware of what it is that we are still holding on to. If we can't surrender it, why? What are we holding on to? If we cannot let go, why are we holding on to it? What is it that we're holding on to? So I have done this, like I said, time and time again, but here are some examples of what I have done. So surrendering. Let's start with relationships. In relationships, now this could be a family member, this could be a friendship, this could be a romantic relationship, this could be a mother child or father parent child relationship, this can be like a neighbor, whatever. Like we just surrender. So we just allow it to be what it is and what it's going to be. So instead of holding those expectations of this is what I need it to be, this is how I need you to be, this is what I'm dreaming of, and so I expect it to go like this. I expect, my romantic relationship to be like this. I expect my friends to show up in this way. I have these expectations of my family members, and or anyone else, right, on this earth with us. And if we just surrender, if we just allow, if we just let go, if we just let it be, like kind of like let go, let God. Okay, this is one of those, or trust the universe, right? These are the affirmations. These are the mindsets. These are the perspectives that I'm trying to get across. Let go, let God. Allow it to be what it's going to be. Oh, don't make my glasses crookeder. Sorry for those on the audio podcast. I just tried to adjust my glasses, and I made them really crooked. Anyways, so again, going back to the relationships. So if your relationship is not what you expect of it. If you have all of these expectations, if you have all of these thoughts, belief systems on what it needs to be, what it should be, just let go, right? Like let go of those shoulds. It is what it is. They are what they are. You are what you are. You're showing up the best way you know how possible, right? And just allowing the universe to make these, not decisions for you, but make these changes for you, making the shifts, making the adjustments. And so if you let go of those limiting beliefs, and this comes back to the whole healing process, it comes back to the whole transformational process, it comes back to the whole a change of perspective process. All of this really goes hand in hand, or it all kind of really works together. But sometimes I'm moving through the forgiveness process. Sometimes I'm moving through kind of the acceptance process. And sometimes I am really just surrendering. I'm really just it's out of my hands. This relationship is out of my hands. I have zero expectations if they stay, if they go, if I stay, if I go, if I choose that, if that's the best for me. Then universe, show me the way. Universe, bring me signs, bring me messages, bring me those symbols of universal guidance and intuitive messaging to move me. And this space allows for opportunity. It allows for opportunity to open up. You just open yourself up to what is meant to be rather than projecting onto your life in any which direction, right? In how you think it should be, or how you would like it to be, or just all of those extra belief systems that you have, and the ego gets in the way. So this is just removing the ego in a very just in a moment, right? Just in a moment of surrender, and just holding that surrender to just continue to be open, continue to allow, continue to move forward with divine guidance, continue to step forward and walk forward knowing that everything is on the right path. So then now trusting the universe has your back, trusting the universe is there for you, trusting that everything is aligned and that you are showing up in the best way possible. You are showing up open, you are showing up guided, you are showing up and moving forward how the universe is guiding you to do so. The universe is putting things in place. The universe is working for us, right? And that guidance and that those experiences really become those miracles that show up in our lives. It really becomes that space where just allowing it to be what it'll be will shift things that you never thought would shift because you were standing in your own way, or because something was standing in your way, whatever it might be, right? And I suppose you can even look at that as you were standing in your own way because you weren't allowing that particular thing to shift. You weren't allowing it to move. You weren't allowing the process to happen in that divinely guided, divine timing way. You weren't allowing the universe or trusting the universe, and you were kind of manic manifesting, right? And so surrendering is brings us back to that divinity. It brings us back to the miracles. It brings us back to the space of surrender, but it brings us back to that place of openness and guided. So moving on from relationships, I mean, that's just one one space that we can hold that place of surrender. A lot of other places are, and you might have more in your life as well, of all of your material possessions. And that could mean like the house you're living in, the vehicle you're driving, any of the possessions in your possession, any of the possessions in your home. But if you have other properties, if you have other belongings like other vehicles, boats, campers, I'm just trying to think of what's outside, right? Like beyond just the physical house, it's beyond things like your clothes and your dishes. But it could also be things like, so now we go into like the online spaces, right? So it is sort of is like a material thing to like have a computer and be connected, and email addresses, or any even just email contacts, or any web pages or any social media, and surrendering to which platforms, which connections, which online spaces is for your highest good. What if you didn't have Facebook anymore? Would your life really fall apart? Like, would you die if you didn't have Facebook anymore? What if that connection that you're trying to hold on to, that email connection you're trying to hold on to, was the very thing holding you back? Right? You're trying so hard to connect with this one business or person over here, that you weren't seeing the opportunities over here, right? Like on the other hand, right? So if you let go of what you think should be, what starts falling into place is what's really meant to be. Okay? So look around your house, look around your land, look around your spaces, look around all of the material things, even if you think or feel any like surrender to, I'm going to go beyond this. I'm going to go beyond this. I think I've already told you guys a story. If I have not, I'm just going to very briefly touch on it. A tornado went through our backyard. Not this past summer, but the summer before. So after that, nothing really happened. Trees fell down, right? But if I was attached to those trees in any way, if I assumed or I believed that those trees, let's say we didn't plant them there, but let's say we had planted them there and we'd done all the hard work and nourished them and tried to grow them up, and the tornado just came and took them out. Heartbroken, right? Like, how many of us would be heartbroken for all the work and all of the intentions and everything that we put into it, right? The attachment that we have to what we were creating. Now, we didn't plant those trees there, and all that happened was that trees got knocked over. So I didn't have a lot of attachments, and I guess they took out my horse barn, or my horse shelter. But that was it. So, but it could have been mass destruction. So after that, I went into this huge place, not a huge place, but like I went into the space of, and actually I believe I'd even done this before, because there was spaces of stress and there was spaces of like financial stress and the decisions we're making, and everything just seemed harder than it needed to be. So I went into this place of, you know what? If we weren't living in this house, if this house burned down, if this house tornado took it out, I would still be okay. I would still be okay. Even if I died in such an event, I would still be okay. It would be okay if huge destruction took out our entire piece of land. Took out, like, if floods or a snowstorm or disease devastated our entire farm, I would still be okay. Again, even if it had an effect on me in some way, because we built this from the ground up, and I know how to do it again if I so chose and wanted to. And I don't need to live on this very specific piece of land either. If this land flooded, I could move. Like, I could just go. So I would still be okay. So that place of holding on to all of our material possessions, holding on to all of those, even those like intentions and those dreams and all the things that you built up, all of the things that you manifested, all of the things that you created in your life, all those shoulda, coulda, wouldas, all of those things that you are holding so tightly onto, if you just let them go. So I'm going to give you another affirmation or another point to think about. You know, the line that if you love it, let it go. I thought about this, and I think this is why, not that surrendering comes so easily for me. It has started to come so easily for me, but that I really associate it with maybe relationships first, you know, and I started the conversation out in that way, but also our material possessions. So it's like, it applies here so deeply. If you love it, let it go. And if it's meant to be, it will stay. And if it's not, it will go away, and that's okay. That's okay. It wasn't meant for you. There's a time and a place and a space for everything in our life, and everything transforms, and everything, there is a birth and death cycle. And I know I've talked about this before on my other podcasts of how life, you know, shows up for us. Everything is meant to transform. Everything, if you will, comes to an end. And, or if you want to use the term, passes away, or death, or transformation, or whatever, like the trees die, and they will go into this space of transformation. You know, they will start to decompose into the ground, and they will create new soil and new nutrients for the new birth of the new trees and the new vegetation that's meant to take its place. This whole world is going through the cycle of life and death. As are we. So are we. So are our lives. So it really starts to take out or move through or transform or make peace with. It really starts to make peace with those feelings inside of us, such as grief. And grief isn't just like when something dies, but it's when we lose something or an intention. We can grieve like dreams unfulfilled, right? Intentions we set that never come forth. Like, oh, we had a crush on someone and that relationship didn't prosper, right? Like it didn't come to fruition. So we're grieving, and so that then we even settle into things like a place of shame or unworthiness or unlovable, you know, kind of, and we go down those paths as well. And so this surrendering really starts to move past those lower feelings and those emotions, and it takes all, I want to say personal responsibility, but that's not true. It takes all those limiting beliefs out. It takes all of those, it moves you to a higher vibration of trusting the universe. It moves you to a higher vibration of loving what is in the moment that it is, right? So love at all times. It takes you to a place of peace. It takes you to a place of joy. So enjoying and gratitude of what you have now. I am so grateful for what we have now. And I am like taking it in every second of every day, and just really sending love, peace, gratitude, joy. Love, peace, and joy are like my three words. It's like my triangle. that it's like the foundation that I live my life upon. And gratitude is right in the middle of there. I find if I'm sitting in the place of gratitude, I have all of the things. I have love in my heart. I have peace in my soul. And I have joy, I guess, in my mind. In my mind, I'm sitting in a place of joy. I'm enjoying. I am joyous about. I'm fulfilled and I'm happy. So if I'm in a place of gratitude and I'm in a place of that wholeness, that's where I'm sitting. So moving through these lower emotions of grief and shame and blame and really like pointing fingers. I can't believe the weather, the tornado would come and take away all of our stuff. I can't believe the fire. I can't believe so and so would leave me. I can't believe this they would think this about me, or this heartbreak, or this all of the feelings. I can't believe my favorite pair of jeans ripped. There's other jeans, there's other pants, And it's just removing those attachments, removing and really, really surrendering to, really letting go, really just allowing what is meant to be, and to show up, and that openness and that trusting. And even as I say this, even as much as I've already done this, there's still places and spaces, and there's still things for me to surrender. There's still places to move into that much deeper trust. There's still areas in my life that I need to dig a little bit deeper and surrender a little bit more. So the other day, I freaking surrendered. Like, I laid on my bed in like starfish mode, arms out, legs out, just lying back on the bed, staring at the ceiling, light off, music playing. And I surrendered. And I'm just like, if everything was taken away from me right now, if I had none of this, who would I be? What would I be? What would show up for me? So the third thing I wanted to talk about, and I only made a mental list, so I didn't write it down. So I really hope that I have touched on everything. But the third thing that I wanted to talk about was those dreams, was those expectations, was those intentions. When we set an intention for something to manifest, when we set an intention for something to come about, when we really want things to look a certain way, right? How does that dream look? How does that thing feel inside of us? And we hold it so close to our hearts. We hold those dreams, we hold those goals, we hold those intentions so close to our hearts. But sometimes we just need to surrender. And that's where, like, even these relationships, we hold our relationships so close to our hearts too, that we just need to surrender and allow it to be what it's going to be. So the other day, my hair is tickling my neck. My necklace it's kind of getting caught up. Sorry, I've been playing with it all day, and I'm sorry for the people listening to the audio podcast. I'm just fidgeting back here with my necklace and with my hair. That's okay. maybe there's something there for me. So surrendering these dreams. So I have all of these big dreams. I have all of these big intentions, and I hold a lot of, I'm going to say, like, expectation for my life. I hold a lot of these dreams to come to fruition. Why wouldn't these dreams come to fruition? Why wouldn't I be worthy of them? Why wouldn't, people be supportive of them, right? Why wouldn't the worthiness, so like the finances fall into place, or the programming fall into place, or the physical aspects of them, like the physical structures of them fall into place? Why wouldn't these dreams manifest and fall into place? Even if I hold very loose expectations, I'm still expecting this to happen. Even like I said, even if I have to, pivot and be open to what is to come, I'm still expecting something to come, right? And so that expectation is still there, that these dreams will manifest. So beyond our relationships, beyond our physical lives, these dreams, these hopes, these wants, these wishes, even if it be what house we want to live in, or what relationship we want to be in, or what career we hold, or how we show up in the world, or something that we want to create, like physically, like possibly a book or a business, or show up in a career, or a service of some sort. However we want our life to manifest, whatever dreams or whatever expectations or whatever intentions we're holding for ourselves, we need to hold those very, very loosely, right? We need to hold them very, very openly. But we still need to believe that they need to that they can happen, and remove any limiting beliefs that there's no reason that they shouldn't happen. But at the same time, the biggest thing that I have done lately is release any expectations on how I feel my life to look like. Meaning, even the space of, again, where we live, and it's not even just the house that I live in, but, maybe the country I live in, or the province I live in, or the land I live on, or who's living with me in this particular place, or what our family looks like, or what our businesses look like, or family meaning like either marriage, relationships, children, how like the house and all that stuff, but also like extended family and friends, like what that looks like, what our social life looks like. And beyond that, I went quite deep into the businesses, what our businesses look like, because I feel like, not like our whole lives revolve around our businesses, but I feel like those are kind of like the foundations of supporting us, right? Because our businesses bring in the finances that support the fundamentals of all of these other structures, right? So I really, really surrendered where the finances were coming from, where like the worthiness, really surrendered all expectations of what our businesses look like, how we show up in them, who's showing up in them with us, how they will be supported and what will be supported, and took all of those expectations off of our shoulders, off of my shoulders for sure, and just said, universe, I trust the universe. How is this meant to show up for me? What is meant to show up? How am I meant to create this? Please co-create this with me. I release all of it. If I had none of it right now, if I did not have a business, if my family did not show up like this, if this is not how it looked, and I removed all expectations of everything in and around this, what would it look like? How would it feel? What's meant to show up for me? What's meant to be created through me? And instead of me holding on to those dreams, I mean, those dreams are given to us for a reason, but we hold on to them loosely. Does that make sense? They're there for us, and I'll betcha money. I will bet you money that the universe has placed those dreams on your soul, in your mind, in your intuition, on your heart for a reason. Those dreams and those goals and those expectations are given to you for a reason. They are yours to hold. But this whole concept of surrender, allowing, acceptance, removing those limiting beliefs, removing those expectations, and holding on to them loosely, and co-creating, trusting the universe to show you how to, best move forward with these dreams and these goals and these intentions, and allowing the universe to almost like bring them to you, right? Bring you your clients, bring you your finances, bring you your business ideals, bring you your family, right? Excuse me. In the way of bring you the exact right amount of children for your family, bring you the exact right family members to still be in relationship with, or which ones to let go and release, and just remove all expectations of what family looks like to you, community looks like to you, your home looks like to you. Remove all expectations, because it can change in a moment. It can change in a moment, as I've talked about the natural disasters, as I've talked about even other people making decisions, right? And really allow every single other person in your life to make decisions that are not decisions that you would make. If someone wants to not be in a relationship with you, but you still want to be in that relationship, remove any expectations. So it's kind of like, if you love it, let it go. If you love it, let it go. And if it's meant to stay, it will. And it will show up in the best way possible for you. So if you don't love and let it go, then you're loving and holding on to, and you're holding on to these expectations of how you assume that this is going to look like for you, right? So what I'm saying is now you are projecting your limiting beliefs onto what this relationship needs to look like, what this family needs to look like, what this business needs to look like, what this home needs to look like, what this career needs to look like, what this community needs to look like, what this piece of land needs to look like the environment around you, who your neighbors should or shouldn't be, and you're not allowing. So the concept of allowing, just allowing things to look like, or let's dive in a little bit deeper, because I don't even know why this is coming up. But allowing your body health-wise. So I do believe that love, finances, career, and health are those big, big, big topics out there. And this is actually one that I have quite a bit of trouble with, because as I have been quite sick lately, or my body just has not been feeling well, I've been doing a lot of doctoring and stuff. I mean, for the most part, on the up and up, I'm okay. So not to worry about, don't worry about me. But just things like, I'll get a headache. Well, it'll last a day or two and I'll get up and go again, right? Like, so, but just kind of trying to manage those kind of things. Or my back will go out, like scoliosis, and my back, my spine will go out. So then managing going to the chiropractor, and I get a lot of body work done. So on the up and up, I am healthy, but I have these days where I don't feel well. I really lack energy. And I'm just not able to be as healthy as I want to be. So this is the next thing that I need to do. Oh my God, this is totally the next thing that I need to do. Now that I have gone through, like the other day, about a week ago or something such as that, I really, really, really surrendered. But I surrendered to all of those things that I already talked about. So this one is for me. And if this one is for you, take this in stride as well. Because I know a lot of people have body issues and just really, really don't believe that they are showing up in like, I want to call it like self-confidence or self-love or all of those things. But like, even if it's not their health, I mean, I think a lot of people have health struggles, but it could be their weight, or it could be their looks, or it could be even if they have something. And I laugh because I'm short, but you know what I do is I actually wander around. I mean, okay, I seriously am laughing. Like, I am like 5'2", and that might be a stretch. But when I when I go around and I like go grab my groceries and go to these stores and stuff, and I'm wandering around like pushing carts and strollers and stuff, and I see the other women or men, but the shorter people, and I go and I laugh and I go, oh my word, that person is very short. And then I stroll by them, and I am no taller than they are, and I'm a very petite person. But yet, some reason, I don't believe that I'm like bigger than life. But I don't know. I feel like I'm bigger than I really am, and I'm not judging them in a harsh way. I'm judging. I'm just looking at them and just being like, oh, that person is so cute. They're so cute. They're so short. They're only like just as tall as their cart or whatever. Like they're my height. I'm sorry. I'm laughing so hard. I'm crying. Okay. But beyond the physical, just bringing a little humor into here. Beyond the physical, and health-wise. Okay, this is a little humor for my day today. And health-wise, and the physicalness. So let's release all, and let's surrender and accept every single bit, every single piece of ourselves. And you know what? I do this when I get either injuries or illnesses. Like if I get a cold, I'll totally surrender as I, cough on the side, have a little stuffiness on the side. But like I surrender because I'm just like, okay, the universe just gave me a cold. They gave me like 3 days to relax. It's fine. Because I know my body will take care of it. I know my immune system is strong enough to rid my body of this cold. I know my body is strong enough to repair, I want to say like a paper cut or something more severe, right? Like a serious cut or a serious bruise or injury, like if a cow was to kick me or something, or even if I was to break a leg or break an arm or something like that, I know my body would just repair itself. I know my body can heal, but things like, when I get my headaches, on top of my headache. So I'm laying there and my head is pounding and I get totally dizzy and I can't like see very well because of, like lightheadedness, dizziness. I'm holding onto walls. Lights are really bright. I would call it like a minor migraine. Because I know some people with like migraines, they're just like close all the windows and all the doors and just like don't talk to me for like 2 days or whatever. I still try to get out of bed and I still try to go about my day, but it's very, very difficult for me. But on top of that, on top of what my body and my life is already going through, my energy is already going through, I am kicking myself while I'm down. Why are you like this? What's going on? What did you do to cause this? And all the limiting beliefs and all of the spaces that I just need to surrender to what is happening, surrender to what is going on, and really allow myself to move through, really allow myself to deal with, really allow myself to release, really allow myself to be with whatever the heck is going on within my body at those times. Because I believe I'm just like, it shouldn't be like that. I should be stronger than this. I need to get out of bed and I need to keep going, and it's just like, oh, it's just a little back pain, keep going. Well, I need to look at that, and I will, after this call, I will go and I will do that. I will sit in this space. I will probably starfish on my bed again. But just find a place that's comfortable for you and sink into this place of releasing, sink into this place of surrender, of acceptance, of this is just what's happening. It's just what's showing up in your world, in your life. So if it is a health issue, if it is a weight issue, if it is a way that you look, like your height, I just surrender. This is just how tall I am. This is just how weight size I am. Because some people I have watched, excessive weight has never been a problem for me. But I have watched these people with excessive weight struggle with it. But honest to God, they are like some of the most beautiful people I've ever known. And also, even when they are at a healthy weight, or even when they're at a comfortable weight, there's still, and I'm going to say it like this, they're still kicking themselves while they're down. So it's like just accepting what is, and accepting you and loving yourself for who you are in your body, in your health, and just accepting. And I'm really trying to do it actually in this moment as I'm talking about it. Just accepting your height, your weight, your hair color, your eye color, your facial features, your how big your hands are, how small your feet are, how fat your thighs are. Oh my God, people, let it go. Let it go. Oh my God, Roxanne. Release it. Surrender it. Allow it. Be with it. And just find that place of peace with it. If I am still this size, if I am still this way, if I am still in this form of health, will I be okay? Will this be okay? What's going on here? What do I need to release? What do I need to accept? And what do I need to allow? What do I need to be with? What do I need to sit with to just allow my body to be in this state right now? Oh, you guys, that's a big one for a lot of you, but that is definitely one where it was easy for me to surrender the outside. In the way of, it was easy for me to surrender things that hadn't manifested yet. It was easy for me to surrender my house and my land and all of those things. It was easy for me to surrender all of the relationships outside of me, in the way of like, if I'm still okay if I'm not in that relationship. I'm still okay if I walk away from this relationship. I'm okay if someone passes away. I'm okay if someone new wants to come into my life. I will be all the better for it. And I surrendered so hard to all of those things. But I am glad I did this podcast for my own self. But I really hope that it helps you in this way, because this is actually not something, until speaking to you today, that I have really, really settled into. Actually, that's not true. As I said, I have surrendered things that I have known. Having a cold, getting a cut, like I said, a bruise or a broken leg or something. I've surrendered all of that because I know my body just takes care of it. And I know the universe will just make it how it's just supposed to be. You know, it's just supposed to be like that. But there are so many things that we still need to surrender within ourselves, within our body, to love ourselves that much deeper, to sink into our lives that much fuller, and to find that place of peace, joy, and love within our lives that much more. That much more. Okay? All right. That is my spiel on surrender. I really, really hope that hit home for you today. I really, really hope that you take this practice and try to apply it, even if just a little bit, even if just in one area or just for a moment. Just for a moment, if you can feel that peace, love, and joy. I really, really hope this helped you today. And I look forward to you listening to the next podcast, or again, speaking to you in whatever way that you feel comfortable reaching out or sharing in my spaces with me. Like I said, you can always find me on social media. You can always find me. There's YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, email, website. Come on out to a retreat, a session. Jump onto my online courses. It's all there for you. It's all there. But otherwise, I hope you listen to the next podcast and continue to hang out with me. I'll chat with you later.